The Scottish hip-hop scene has got a lot more talent than what is getting out at the moment, and that's getting exposed to a lot of people. But if anything, I'd say the one holdback of the Scottish hip-hop scene is there's not enough support going on from within the scene. If anything, it's sort of suffocating itself from the inside, where it's like, if you're friends with so-and-so's in so-and-so group, then nobody wants to do stuff for you, and if you're friends with somebody else, then they won't like you. When really it should be supporting everyone, like my man Chris from Bring the Ruckus. Really respect him for what he's doing for the scene. If anything, he's the only one
Big old Chris
in the scene that's involved in doing stuff as much as that. Obviously my man Eastbourne, obviously. Urbanize, obviously. Ireland in the house, know what I mean? If anybody ever meets anybody better than Boom, I'll body bag him and bury his body back in the womb, the cemetery, the moon for feeble rappers and goons. My evil platoons in the mood for cannibal food. Mechanic animal do damaging crews. Vanishes manic addicts. Attack planets. Satanic is black magic. Glue sniff to Metallica. Slap an amateur. Smack a manager. Call you a faggot. Damage your character. It's warfare. All's fair in love and war. Rappers get no love like body slamming a fucking whore. Pardon my French, but fuck it man, I'm a little raw. Live in hell. Selling my soul. Knock on the devil's door. What you think I be spitting this heavy metal for? Metaphors like an Incredible Hulk metamorphs. You're softer than Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I'm pissed off like women when they're in menopause. Plus I roll with a million gangs and men of war warning. Move back, Boom's performing. Who backed you? You dudes are boring. Up in the morning, spitting, freezing, walking, while your style's weaker than Stephen Hawking.
Life is staying intact, moving on, yeah, that's a fact. Where you at? Ice, where you at? In the street, where you at? Underground, where you at? Fucking forget all that, I just wanna bring it back. Keep it life is staying intact, moving on, yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, taking all time. Yeah, how are you feeling? Let's go. How are you feeling?
Basically, I run dropzonerecords.com. I started off the label. I was signed to UK Rap Records, an English hip-hop label, and then I moved from them to then run dropzonerecords.com, signed people like Scotland Yard, Project Mayhem, Loki, Mantis Chapter, Dark Craftsman, Dunbragan, my man DC Clements, Bright Sparks, up and down, you know, all over the place. I'm speaking to my man G-Force as well, because you know, because we're kind of quietly getting that angry with G-Force there. But yeah, basically I wanted to do a label that represented the things that I like, nothing that other people would like, and they're possibly not getting enough exposure that they should do. And obviously with help from a man like Skinny, me being part of Mud Fam, it means I can bring them down to London as well and I can expose them.
What do you think of Scottish hip hop at the minute anyway?
Truthfully, I think, and you know, it's a funny thing, it's like I always feel like I turn around and say it's the strongest that it's ever been. But nights like this and nights like they had through in Edinburgh, I got DJ Waste here, one of my very first DJs as well, back in the day. Thoughts Immortals days, man, telling you.
Sick fucking hell,
long time back. Scottish hip hop's building, and it's getting bigger and it's getting bigger, and it deserves to get more exposure than it is. And videos like this, DVDs and shows, and people like Boom, and all these people come together, making something better, and people opening up their ears eventually from down south. And not just from down south, because Australia's checking it, New Zealand's checking it, Canada's checking it. People that think America's not listening, America is listening, like through people like Rack Low, Thurston Howell, all the Wu-Tang DJs who are all friends of ours, Jay-Z's tour DJ, even you got like 50 Cent's tour DJs checking for Scottish hip hop just now. So it seems to be, if you're not checking these websites and you're not speaking to these people, you might not know that this stuff exists, or you might not know that it's there. And if you don't know that it's not there, then you're probably the same as someone that's not checking all the Irish stuff as well. Big up Neilski. And all these people that aren't, like, because the internet's there in front of you, and if you're not checking it, you must be lazy. How lazy are you to walk into HMV and Virgin and buy something? But you want to go in there and buy some Jay-Z or some 50 Cent and then get your groove on, and get your bling on. Some silliness, man. Eastbourne, Mud Fam. I elevate 2 degrees, dispense and seize with ease, with no need for fees, then cover across seas, then burst like sneeze. To hear more of my shit, cause you know you'll be begging, cause your style's half-assed like your mod's ass crack hanging at the top of her leggings. He's born here to burn you like a heavy roasted bleach. Shit, you thought shelter was this condition you got from walking upon the beach. My rhymes are out of reach, you're gonna hear them when you're mature, cause my shit's the shit when your shit's manure. And when I light up shit, I'll smoke it down to the toenails. I smoke so much shit my breath sets off fire alarms on hotels, so watch I don't damage you. I'm like an ugly girl to a camera. Overexposure negatives, I bet you wish you used a dart room. Run for the shelter, cause you know it's going to be dark soon. My words are like a typhoon, won't finish on my tycoon. I got too many, and you can't count all of my styles, cause my shit's that cold, it'll give you ras piles.
So you're not actually a rapper yourself. What do you do?
I'm a producer. I run the label Parker Productions. I'm an entrepreneur, I would say. You know what I mean? I do my thing, representing Scottish hip hop for a long time. Probably the longest serving label in Scotland. So do my thing. You know what I mean?
Do you feel that you had to invest a lot of money into that there? Or?
It's not about money, you know what I mean? It's something that we fucking just do, you know what I mean? But then again, we run it like a business, so it sort of funds itself. But then again, we can't grow much because we ain't got fucking investment and shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's what we do for love, it's not for money.
I see the scene that I please stay. World War 3 D-Day, right from the week to my police face. I'm the killer on a beat break, chillin' giving you dream thing, my beat for shit. So-called hardcore head scream, rewards no blue, cause I wanna get paid.
Before I finish this documentary off, I want to thank you for taking time out to watch this. Scotland and Ireland aren't exactly the home of hip hop, so it's quite hard for people to sort of get their head around the music and the stomach their accents. Throughout the 2 documentaries that I've both done, I've tried to break some stereotypes that you don't need to be American to rap, and in Scotland's case, you don't need to be from London to be part of the UK hip hop scene. Irish and Scottish hip hop isn't going to be an overnight success, nor is it going to become huge, people sitting talking about it on an internet forum. Success was never handed to anybody on a plate, and it's how the MCs themselves do something about it which determines whether or not they will be successful in their careers. Potential, and hopefully it will come across soon.
Scottish hip hop is getting slept on, so my diatribe setting the system, the sign of the fiction. So they're in about door service, still some bizarre shit. There's always that evolve like I'm atmospheric. Bring me like addiction, plus black diversion, like under the clips. There's not even less for mental mechanism, maneuvers and kicks. No heavy expect out your mouth. Believe that before I doubt I'd never read them since the kitchen of flesh. You possess. Point the finger, rip it up like a fuck thing. I fold you must be tripping your cunt. MCs are lightweight for the joint, with a skip on the blunt. I'm the bit of funk with the different bill, the bit of raw, the bit of real squishy represent better than I'm in a LMX from magic and medicine. And then again, I can with the 7th son. Fuck the orange, just damage your focus project from the lamina. Play the record.